This is a story about how I let 8 years of streaming on Twitch go down the drain, and that my decision of quitting was one of the best decisions I've ever made for myself. Just to give a little bit of context, my name is Almar Pictulinen. Yo, what's up, cousin? And I'm just a guy who loves to do so many different things. I have so many different hobbies and interests, everything from gaming, anime, building Gundam kits, creating videos and content, animation. There's so many things that I love and I enjoy. And one of the biggest parts of my life, like a huge chunk of my life, was dedicated to live streaming on Twitch. Um, and previously, before I started doing personal branding content, I did this for 8 years. I went under the name Gorilla Pound Cake. I might put something right there on the screen. And man, just thinking back on the journey, so many highs and so many great moments. Like there was even moments of tears of, I will say, happiness. Okay, a lot of laughs and just so many nostalgic feelings that I get when I think about my streaming career. Um, and but not only that, there was a lot of dread I felt, a lot of burnout, creative burnout that I felt as well, and there was this feeling of when you have to finally like make a decision within yourself internally to let something go when it feels like you've just been doing it for so long and that the passion's not there anymore and you just have to let it go. And so that was a very tough decision I had to make for myself. And I'll get into it, but just how did I get started with streaming anyways and why did I start streaming? So just starting out, I was fresh out of college. I took 2 years for this digital media design course and I majored in video animation and video editing. And so I created for myself a gaming and editing PC. I wanted it to be multi-purpose. I wanted to serve as my editing PC for freelance and client work, but I also wanted to do something with gaming. And even further than gaming, I wanted to create content for myself. And so this idea of starting a passion project and doing some sort of brand for myself. And I didn't know what exactly. And so I started doing some research and it led me to live streaming on Twitch. And if you don't know what Twitch is, it's just a live streaming platform where everyone can do like cooking, IRL streams, like real life vlogging, stuff like that, but also gaming, and you can interact with people and your community in real time. And so it was this cool dynamic of creating content live on stream, but also just being able to have that real life or that real time feedback with people who find your stream and just fostering this community of people who enjoy you essentially as a streamer. And but not only that, it's just building something bigger than yourself of like, just being able to have it's like almost having like people in a room sitting beside you and you're all just talking together as you watch someone play the game. And I just remember feeling so excited about embarking on this Twitch journey. And so my name was Gorilla Pound Cake, and the reason why my name is Gorilla Pound Cake was because silverback gorillas are my favorite animal. But not only that, I ate a lot of pound cake growing up. I think my mom used to just buy this marble pound cake, and I don't know. I think I just fused the two names together, and it just fit. It just sounded like just rolled off the tongue supernaturally. But there's also another part why. It's because there was this one animator on YouTube who did a collaboration on this website called Newgrounds. That site was a little sus, and I don't know what. Like growing up, I okay. Anyways, but he made this video called "Blanca Makes Pound Cake," and so that kind of just all those things together made Gorilla Pound Cake. And yeah, that led me onto a journey of 8 years of streaming on the Twitch platform, which was some of the most incredible years I've ever experienced in my creative journey in my life. It was it was like my baby, something that I just felt like was my own. It was my personal thing that I had for myself, where it's just like, this is mine. This is something that I do and that I love to do. Um, and it hurts me. And when I think about it now, that it's like I don't I don't do it anymore, and it feels weird that it's not part of my life anymore. Only because I made a transition from streaming on Twitch to now doing personal branding content and YouTube videos. And for those who don't know, I'm on day 4 of the 75 hard challenge for doing YouTube. And this is my other account. So my main account is actually it's in my bio and on my YouTube page, so you'll find it there. But yeah, just all the highs and lows of streaming. I felt it all. I felt the highs of when I got like rated by a really big streamer, and just like my community showing up when I did subathons where it's like people can subscribe to your channel, and then like I put challenges, and I did like a 12-hour stream, and at one point I had a couple hundred subs, and there was like, real money kind of coming in. And then the lows, the really hard lows of when sometimes it's like, I felt like I was just by myself in my own head streaming. Just took a lot mentally. It almost became a chore. And just thinking about it, like, oh my goodness, man. Yeah, I hit a low point with streaming. I just remember the first couple of years being super great, and then there was a period where like Fortnite came out, and like my streaming career was kind of going up and up and up. And then this one thing killed my channel, and that was complacency. And so I got super complacent with my growth. I didn't even like create content for myself. Like, I just streamed to stream. I didn't even make any like highlight reels of my streams, post clips and stuff like that. Although I was kind of doing that on Instagram, but for some reason, like, I don't think IG Reels was really a thing yet. It was more just like IGTV. I forget, but there was this weird transition phase for IG content. But yeah, I didn't do anything. Like, I was too scared to put in the actual work. I think the thing that I think about now and that I realize, I think I was really scared of what could happen if I were to be successful at it, and all the things that come with the success. I think I just was getting overwhelmed before I even got there. And then, yeah, like I mentioned before, it just became a chore. And it was like I was a content creator that didn't create content. And so I was stuck on this wheel of just like showing up on stream and then just doing the thing and, like piecing out. And that was it. But I grew a decent following. I grew, I think, 1,200 followers, but over 8 years, it doesn't sound like a lot. So it's just like, did I really amount to much? Yeah. And that's because, yeah, I just refused, for some reason, mentally in my head, I refused to do the work. And so that's when I decided to just call it. I just said, you know what? I think I just need to do something else. I knew that at that point that streaming just wasn't for me anymore. And that was a hard pill to swallow. Um, I now that I do long form content, and I've built this like cadence to actually do it now, I might return back to it someday. I tried a couple streams on my main channel on YouTube, and it was a lot of fun. And so that kind of reignited just a small little fire again to maybe try streaming, but maybe just do it on YouTube this time. But yeah, it's wild. It's really wild to think about. But quitting Twitch was the best decision I made for myself. Here's why. So that actually led me, okay, so I think about a year or so after that, that led me to personal branding content. And it led me to finding this course that I took, Time to Build by Tom Nosk, and discovering this whole new world of content. And instead of making content or building a brand about this persona, this other brand that wasn't really me, like me as a person, more so because like Twitch was just I wouldn't say I was fake. No, I was very much myself, but it was just a different name. It wasn't my name, right? It was an alias basically. And so I wanted to finally move into actually creating YouTube content. And that's what I did. I started my YouTube channel about a year after doing personal branding content on Instagram, which, did pretty well for what I was kind of thinking it would happen. And even though I didn't grow like super exponentially like other people, I was still proud of the work that I produced. I think I'm almost at 600 followers now on Instagram. And so, 600 followers on Instagram, where 8 years of Instagram using my Twitch account, I only had like 700. So you can imagine, like, that's the comparison of me actually doing work. If I had actually stuck with it, it could have been so much more different. But I digress. That could have just been, the what ifs, whatever. And so, uh, personal branding content, did that for a year, and then I moved into YouTube. Finally, like, I got over my fear of creating content, and I was like, you know what? If these other people can do it, then so can I, right? And again, it was the best decision that I made because I invested in myself. I gained knowledge on creating content for the actual audience that I want to reach. I figured out my style of like what I like to do and the content that I love to create. And it just, oh man, it reignited again a new creative fire inside of me. And I just got so excited about it. And so this is why. This is why it was the greatest decision, because I got to meet other creatives in the field of the audience that I want to reach. I met some incredible creators and just got to make these awesome connections and just see different styles of content that I didn't like see before. I got to experience creating content for brands. Like, all these things started coming into place, and it just feels like I'm finally set along the path that I was always supposed to be on. And I wouldn't have gotten to where I am today if it wasn't for me starting out on Twitch first. And so I'm so super grateful for my 8 years of streaming on Twitch. It taught me so much about myself, of how to be consistent, how to keep showing up even when I didn't feel like showing up. And not only that, it showed me how to be me, how to be my most authentic self, how I can present myself to the audience that I want to reach and the people that I want to speak to. So if you're seeing this and maybe you have streamed before on Twitch, even though it's not for me anymore, I do believe that if you really want it, you can really truly achieve those dreams and those goals. You just have to really put the work in. Be better than me, okay? Be better than me. The person who was only streaming and only streamed. Build out different platforms. Be like omnipresent on different platforms. You know what I mean? You got to be just like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, like YouTube Shorts. Post everywhere. Really put yourself out there. That's how you're going to win at this. The more times you put yourself at bat, the more times you're likely to succeed in hitting a home run. So that's all I got for this video today. I know I'm rambling again. I tend to ramble a lot, but I wanted to just share my experience and my journey of streaming on Twitch, all the highs and all the lows, and how it led to where I am today. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Again, cousin, stay blessed. Peace.